everybody. Adam here, and today I just wanted to discuss what I like to do when it comes to mixing leads or guitar solos, any sort of solo really, where there's just a large register of notes being covered in a small span of time. And in the past, I've tried using EQs, but I've noticed, say for instance, you play a low register note and you feel like it's too dark or it's too muddy, it doesn't come out. So you want to boost the high mids to try to give it some sort of presence and clarity. And that'll be fine until the player decides to go to a lot higher of a register. And then you might end up bringing out some shrill characters because of that boost you just did. And vice versa. Say there's high notes and it's like, doesn't have body, so you boost that and then the low notes could become more muddy because of that boost you just did. So there's got to be some compromise met because you want these solos to be as clear as possible in the mix. And for a guitar solo, there's those factors of palm muting certain notes and doing slides and pinch harmonics. These all create different frequency characteristics. So it's important to look at solos from a frequency standpoint when you're mixing, not sort of an EQ, like where to EQ. And by that I mean thinking about the dynamics of the frequencies as you approach different notes. So I can even just pick up a guitar right here and show you what I mean. I'm going to use this frequency analyzer here just to show you how the response changes when the notes are played or just played in different ways. So just right there you can see that the balance between the lows and the highs change vastly when I do, like, say, a palm mute or when just the register of the notes change. So what I like to do is, instead of EQ or compression, I do dynamic EQs, control the balance of the frequencies as the notes are changing. So here's a plugin I like to use, just the Wave C4. It's really an inexpensive plugin and it's just great for separating your bands and however you'd like, up to 4 bands, and then deciding how much you want to compress them, just like any other compressor. So I went ahead and just pulled up a lead passage. I think that would be a good example of covering a large range on the guitar. So essentially, I just want to find these spots where these buildups occur, and I want to hit them and compress them when they build up too much, but they'll release when I go to a high register. So that cut will only be temporary. It will only be when that buildup occurs. So you can see that right there. It was bringing down that buildup, and then as soon as it went to those higher notes, it started releasing. It was letting go because it had none of that to try to lower in volume. As a result, you're going to get a more even response in that frequency range, and then you can do the same thing in the higher frequencies here. And so on and so forth with the other bands. One quick thing to add, if you want to, say, boost the high end because you hear still that there's these low notes that sound a little dark, you can do that and then just have the compressor in that range act a little harder to compensate for that, because as I said, you don't want to bring out shrillness because of that boost you did. So yeah, you should get the idea. In this example, the solo was a little compressed going in to being recorded, so it's probably not the best example, but you can still see that there's large variances in volume because of the registers being different. So hopefully that's something you guys can think about when you're mixing your own stuff. And if you want to discuss things further, I do offer like consulting for mixes or just mixing services in general. So definitely hit me up. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment in the comment section. I'll get right to it. Thanks for watching, guys.